Right. Hi, I'm Fiona Banes and I'm from Time for Marriage, and I've got with me Becky Francis, who is a psychosexual therapist working for Relate. Right for me to say that?
Yeah, I like the fact that you add in the sexual bit. Who's a psychopath? Psychosexual.
So we thought it'd be really good to answer some questions that don't get talked about very often around marriage, and we hope you'll find that useful. So we've got some questions that we've been asked, and if you want to send in a question, just email fiona.banes@timeformarriage. No, not going to say that. So if you want to send in a question, email admin@timeformarriage.org.uk and we'll maybe answer your question. So the first question we've got is, how do I have a difficult conversation with my partner? Becky?
Well, I think the key thing is to not avoid it, because clearly if it's playing on their mind, then it's something that needs addressing. So the fact that it's raised and that person is asking that question, it's obviously something that they need to do and address. So the first stage is to think about what's the best time to raise that. And we don't know what the issue is, we don't know how extensive that is, and of course, it's subjective. So what one person might think is a really tough thing, somebody else might not. So,
but it's important to get it out, isn't it?
Yeah,
otherwise it kind of festers a bit,
and just you feel
it gets worse.
Yeah, and then I think it'll impact on other communication, because you might feel a bit distracted or distant or not really engaged. So it's likely that their spouse is going to pick up on that anyway.
Yeah. Something we found really useful that we were told was HALT, which is just to be aware of whether the person you're talking to is hungry, angry, lonely or tired. And I thought it was really interesting that actually in a relationship you can still be lonely, but I guess there's an insecurity about that. And Andy would add, this is my husband, Andy would add, and needs a poo. That's the
Yeah.
Don't try a conversation when they
exactly
they need a loo or something.
Yeah, and men always seem to be so rigid with that when it happens, isn't it? So yeah, no, I can understand that. I think another thing that is sometimes really helpful is to write things down. So whether that be sending them an email or text saying this is what I want to talk about, or to preempt it with, can we have a chat about something on my mind, I'd like to talk to you about it, when do you think's a good time? So it opens it up without having to you being responsible solely for when the right time is. The other person is responsible for that as well.
And also there's something about letter writing that makes you think about what you're writing, and also when you're reading it you think more about reading, you've got the space rather than thinking that somebody's going to interrupt you, haven't you, to take in what they're trying to say.
Exactly. I think it gives you that time to reflect on it, because of course you're in the position where you know what you're going to say. That other person might not know that, might take them by surprise. So actually having something written down that they can then reflect on and giving them the time to respond is a really good idea.
Yeah.
The other thing I think is also good is, and it may sound a bit strange, but is to write down key points as well, things that kind of can get lost in a conversation, and then afterwards you could be thinking, I wish I'd said such and such, and it's so frustrating that I forgot about that. So actually just having, it could be on your phone or anywhere, just having some points, just think, I forgot about that.
And then ultimately being prepared to listen to what they've got to say back, kind of without interrupting, and just take the time to hear their point of view in it all is really important.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I hope you found that helpful.